And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that brutal OST as we have returned with another qualifying match. I apologize for the extended break, but our players just needed a moment to rest up, to recuperate after a long series, and to prepare for another best of 5. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you believe this series will unfold as we enter another ZVP. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong, representing Team Hyper 1. It is GogojOey. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss, the veteran himself, representing Invictus Gaming, IG. It is MacSed. Here we go. Whew. As yeah, the ZVPs, they do continue here, and it's been a while since I've casted MacSed. I mentioned before that nowadays MacSed is a little bit less of a player, more of a personality, as he has been, oh my god, as he has been casting quite a lot on the SC Boy Chinese channel, and he's been competing less because Invictus Gaming no longer has a roster to compete in World Team League. MacSed is still teammates, I think, with some, I think it's MacSed and XY on Invictus Gaming, but they don't have a third player, not anymore. But we do see GogojOey rushing into a very bold base. This looks like a Roach-based all-in. GogojOey, he takes the center base here on Crimson Court. Again, Crimson Court is an interesting one. Basically, 2/3 of the map is completely cut off. We have rocks and minerals completely cutting off here the top left and the bottom right-hand corners of the map. So these bases are completely cut off. Instead, we're just expanding towards our opponent. Instead, the rich-festing gas geyser is being prioritized. And I imagine we're going to be rushing into this gas geyser. I imagine we're going to be rushing into roach production and going for an all-in. A very fast game here planned by GogojOey. Meanwhile, MacSed does go for a probe scout. He does confirm the lack of expansion, but he has yet to piece this together, and he should be following these drones. He checks, he does confirm there is no expansion here, and he has yet to realize what's going on. For all he knows, it could just be an unnatural natural. It could just be the triangular third base instead. And MacSed he will back around. He will confirm that the center base has been taken. Link speed is on the way. We have pulled out a gas for now. No roach run yet. Now again, I assume that this forward base is going to be used to be hyper aggressive with this rich-festing gas geyser, but so far we have not rushed into it. Not yet. Adept is moving out. Queen has arrived. And can we protect our mineral line? Can we save these drones? So far we can. So far we can. So far we do. As the Adept does try to make a pass. But last we're able to wall off. We're able to be in position. The Adept is going to shade away. Adept is forced to shade away. MacSed back at home, going for a Stargate opener, going for a Void Ray. Very interesting. Okay, Void Ray opener out of MacSed. This is going to be to shut down the Overlord, and behind this we can go for a couple of different variations of tech. This could be for Skytoss, this could be for a second Stargate and mass Void Ray, could be for a Fleet Beacon and fast carriers, it could be for a Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts, or it could be into a standard game. Again, the power of this opener from MacSed is to keep the Zerg player in the dark and to shut down any kind of scouts. Meanwhile, Lings, they do try to knock down the front door. The first Adept is going to be falling. The Adept does go down. We go for the Cybercore as well. Warp Gate is going to finish. But, we don't quite get a kill. Cybercore does survive. Link's going to be backing up. Third base is being taken. And yeah, I'm a little bit surprised here. GogojOey, he did take this forward base, and he's going to be able to spread creep. He's going to be able to take this rich-festing gas geyser, but we're not rushing into that roach production like I thought we would. I imagine we are going to be going into roaches, and I imagine we're going to be committed to a push, but it looks like a later timing instead. Looks to be the case. Okay, it's going to be a 4-minute 20 lair timing. Very fast lair here from GogojOey. With a fast layer with the creep spread, again, I'm still leaning on roaches, on a roach-based all-in. I imagine we're going to be saturating here up to just under 3-base saturation. Link's going to cross the map. Third base is under fire. Void Ray is a little bit busy, a little bit distracted. And we do get a surround here on the Adept. And the Adept is going to go down. Good pick up here with the Lings. Very nice pick up. The gas is being taken. Behind this, MacSed, his follow-up is going to be a Forge and a Twilight Council. We're going into Dark Templar. Okay. Interesting choice. Oh, never mind. Never mind, as we cancel the Dark Shrine. And we're going for Charge Lots. We're going for Charge Lots. Meanwhile, Roach production has commenced. Basically, I'm keeping an eye on the drone count. Roach speed is being prioritized. A very fast Roach speed here out of GogojOey. He's mining through the left-hand side as well. He is droning. I'm curious if we're going to be droning up past 60. Very curious. Pylon gets shut down. Roach production underway. Working towards +1. And yeah, GogojOey, he's running up quite nicely. We're working towards a longer game. So my apologies. I assumed with the center base being taken that we were going to be a little bit more assertive, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yep, we're taking. There we go. We're taking gas geysers, taking the Hydra Den. Despite the fact that we have really nice creep spread, and I thought we were setting up for an all-in at the third, we're not going for an all-in. GogojOey is just happily droning up and getting into a longer game. Okay, here we go. Meanwhile, MacSed is going for some Zealot harass. Charge is about to finish. It's still on the horizon. So it's going to be a slow Zealot drop here. Is forced back. Behind this, Immortal production, Temple Archives, soon to be for Archon production, so Charge will Archon Immortal. A very robust army is being set up. But it feels like GogojOey has a lot of freedom here, and I'm still waiting for him to be a little bit greedier. GogojOey is cutting workers at 65, that is 3-base saturation. He is taking his 4th. I would love to see a double expand even. But we are prioritizing Hydra production, staying on a lower drone count instead. See GogojOey just being as active as possible. Trying to be active. Creep is receding, as we do take down most of the active tumors here. Take down most tumors out of the map. Drop going to be skirting around. Headed towards the main. Rocks are being knocked down as well, just in case we are expanding on the right hand side. So GogojOey just opening up the map. And he's taking into lurkers. Okay, so we're selling in for quite a longer one here. The biggest concern for me is the low drone count from the Zerg. Like GogojOey, despite taking up quite heavily, we stayed on 64 workers for quite some time. Whereas we could have been greedier and we could have droned up a lot harder earlier. So I'm not completely sold on this yet for GogojOey. Now we do see MacSed moving out. Now this army can't really threaten the base. It can't really threaten GogojOey much at all. We're just poking in. As GogojOey is getting into lurker tech. At the same time, disruptors are on the way for MacSed. Do we have a hive? We do not. No hive yet, only a lair. That is a little bit concerning. Hive would be ideal. Stage trap going to be going up. We zone away the army. We get on top of that cyber core. Nova's going to be going off as well, though. Ooh, big connection on the roaches. Second Nova will barely not connect, though. As we do focus it down. But these are some big losses for GogojOey. He bleeds out a lot of roaches. At the same time, Zella run by catching reinforcements. Queens are getting picked off. These are some pretty good trades here for MacSed. Pretty good trades overall as he's building up his army. Didn't lose any immortals, only lost 1 disruptor. But thankfully GogojOey, I mean, I was gonna say thankfully he has lurker tech, which is kind of true, but these are lair tech lurkers, and this hive is late. It's a late hive, and again, late droning, late saturation. Finally, we're droning up and saturating the 4th, but this is so late. And this just means that all the tech was delayed. It means the hive was delayed. The max out is a little bit later than we would have liked. GogojOey fighting with half his army. Nova goes off. We have another Nova available. Do head for that center base. And going for the gas geyser. Gas geyser goes down. Oh, Nova doesn't quite connect. GogojOey, he's holding on. At the same time, going for a big counterattack, going for the 5th. So going for the 4th even. On the front lines. Oh, expensive losses here as disruptors are going down. And MacSed, I feel like we're overextending quite a bit here. It looks like he's committed. That is going to be a kill on the base back at home. 4th base has been denied, and you can see here we're running out of steam. There's no War Prison to reinforce. Only Immortals do survive. Big Nova here back at home, but again, one good Nova, I don't think that's going to be quite enough. We dive on the Disruptor, it goes down. MacSed does kill the center base. This is getting really scrappy. On the one hand, GogojOey doesn't have the best economy, but at the same time, neither does MacSed. Like, both players are really struggling to maintain themselves. And we catch out the Immortals. One Immortal goes down. We don't quite get the other, though. GogojOey bleeding out a lot of roaches. This could still go MacSed's way. It could still go his way. He wants that queen. And he's gonna get it. Oh, barely doesn't. Queen escapes. Stasis goes off. On said queen. And where's that splash damage? Either Colossi or Disruptors. We need something to deal with those Hydras. Big Zealot warping into the main base. Drones are going down. MacSed pulling GogojOey apart. The Prism goes down. We're going for the main. Can we get it? Up the main base. It goes down. Big pig off the main base does fall. So does the 3rd. And GogojOey, he gets knocked down to 1 mining base. 1 hatchery left. 1 hive. That's all he has. And MacSed, we just have to turn back around and come back home. We've done the damage we needed to. We're racing back home. Oh, the missed rally. Okay, he notices. We pull back. MacSed, he pulls back in time. Big stasis goes off on the Hydras. And all MacSed has to do is buy time. Again, he retained most of those Immortals. And MacSed getting a little bit cavalier. Dancing or pouncing on the army. But half the army is stasis. So a good trade here for MacSed. Nova goes off. Oh my god, the timing, the connection on the Hydras. GG gets called, and MacSed will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. And GG, well played. MacSed does take the first game. Again, GogojOey, it felt... The game itself was just a really weird game. It was a really weird game out of GogojOey. To see that he was so scared to drone or so unwilling to really saturate his bases. He was staying on a very low drone count for a long time. We spoke about it. Because of the low drone count, it led to a small army. It led to delayed tech. It just felt like GogojOey was not really able to hit his stride. Neither was MacSed, to be fair. MacSed was also stuck on 3 bases. But in a scenario where both players had, in a way, crippled economies, MacSed had the higher quality army. The quality of the army was better for MacSed. He was able to overcome and overwhelm and barely break through. Things got very, very scrappy towards the end there. And we had some juicy Novas, some juicy connections. And GG. MacSed takes the lead. But it's the best of 5. But it is the best of 5, so we do have plenty more ahead of us. I want to believe we have plenty more games. And here we go. Getting into game number 2 on Dynasty. Ooh, we're actually casting Dynasty for the first time tonight. For the first time. Go. I am ready for it. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Dynasty LE, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong down to the series, but it's still a best of 5. We still have plenty of opportunities to bounce back. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is GogojOey. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss player, the Chinese Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing Invictus Gaming, IG. It is MacSed. Here we go. As we're loading into Dynasty, and one of the big reasons why this map is very often vetoed, and this is the first time we're seeing it here tonight, is because of the pocket gold base. We get a free pocket gold here. As I say that, GogojOey, he's crazy. He's going for the gold, but on the other side, and MacSed, he is looking for the expansion. He has not found it, not yet. GogojOey, now this is the thing you can do here. If you take the standard gold pocket base, you gain access to a regular gas geyser. Meanwhile, you get a rich Vespene gas geyser if you do take it on the other side instead. So GogojOey going for a very exposed expansion here. Will he get away with it? As MacSed is looking for the expansion. Remember, MacSed, he confirmed there was no pocket base. He checks the natural, checks the triangular third, checks the linear third base, and I'm sure MacSed, he's scratching his head. He's like, what's going on right now? He's looking, going for a gate, cyber expand. Delayed expansion there. Just trying to get eyes on things, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. The Maynard is here. And MacSed, he did get eyes on the Maynard. I think he should be aware. Yeah, drones are headed for the gold base, and MacSed is going to be checking that area. Yeah, he's following the drones, and he will come across the gold. Now, I think I like this if we're going for an all-in. What I mean by that, the problem with taking this gold base here as a Zerg player is that you can be harassed and you can be abused by adepts, right? A handful of adepts, a handful of range units on the other side, and you can deny mining. But what if you're on the same side as the adepts? Then suddenly you can defend it a lot easier here, at least early on. Still a very exposed base, still easy to lay siege upon. And again, now MacSed knows what's happening, or has an idea. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of MacSed. GogojOey taking his third base. Dep's going to be threatening a move out. Dep's going to be threatening a dive. He's going to pull back. GogojOey freely mining from his base. Hasn't taken the gas geyser yet. Looks like MacSed is going for a void, or another Void Ray opener. With this, he can deny any kind of scouting, any kind of vision. We spoke about this, but this does allow you to get into hidden tech, whether it's a hidden transition into Sky Toss or a Mass Void Ray, Glaive Adepts, whatever you so choose. MacSed has options. Does have a lot of options here. Void Ray going to be able to shut down one of those overlords. And MacSed looks like he's just going to be turtling up and taking his pocket base. Okay, he's going to be taking his gold. Settling down here on his 3-base setup. And I'm just going to be waiting to see his follow-up tech. And there it is, Twilight Council. Okay, Twilight Council and a Forge. Now, in the previous game, this was +1 in charge. Could be +1 in blink this time. I would not be opposed to blink stalkers here, given the map itself, given the features of the map, but we'll see. As we are moving out with a handful of adepts, 4 adepts towards that gold base. Things are amassing. MacSed just going to be threatening a shade. Even shading towards the 3rd base instead. Again, good positioning here out of MacSed. Does just wiggle his way behind the gas geyser. Very nicely done. MacSed going to be able to hold. Meanwhile, behind this, it is going to be a robo-based follow-up. When we have the robo on the way, there's that charge, there's +1. Big gateway explosion as well. I don't quite get the adept either. And where exactly is GogojOey headed? Okay, it's going to be Ling Hydra. No Roach Warren, no commitment into Roach production or Ravagers. Just straight up Ling Hydra instead. Straight up Ling Hydra here out of GogojOey. And I think I kind of like this. Ling Bane Hydra can lead into eventually Lurker tech as well. A much more seamless transition into Lurkers as we are working on +1 range. Overseer gets shut down. And we'll see who strikes first. We'll see if MacSed can hit GogojOey before he can hit his stride, before he can get into any kind of Lurker tech or even Banelings. But now just Ling Hydra. And I'm concerned. I feel like Shajal Archon can actually work quite well and work wonders against Ling Hydra. Again, it's a very fragile army. There's a lot of DPS, but it is a glass cannon. Can be quite vulnerable here. MacSed now aware of what's going on, does see all the Hydras. With this, he can try to go for Storm. Storm would be ideal. But for now, just investing into Immortals. Second Robo as well. Zealot run by here towards the left-hand side. Lings are not too far away, though. We can respond. At the same time, it looks like we get eyes on the Prism. Big catch. Prism goes down the Archons as well. Very nice pick off here by GogojOey. As he does clean up the Zealots on the left-hand side. One Archon will escape, but that was a very nice catch nonetheless from the Zerg player. And from here, GogojOey, he's amassing his army. Still on a low drone count. He's on 65 workers, but because of the goal base and because of the Risk-Vesting Gas Geyser, the low drone count isn't as impactful this game compared to the previous one, compared to game 1. So GogojOey, he can sustain himself, he can max out, and he's moving out with a mass Hydra army. And now he's the one able to abuse this goal base. Denies it and kind of mining here, and MacSed, he's on the back foot. No splash damage. Looks like instead of Storm, he's going for Colossus production. 2 Colossi are on the way, but they're not done yet. Hydras are pushing forward. Good stutter stepping here. Good stutter stepping out of GogojOey. Picks off a couple of Zealots. Gets the Archon as well. And GogojOey, he's overwhelming. He's going to be able to shut down every single Zealot and get on top of the main army. Collapsing here onto the juicy core, the juicy center here of the Protoss, but the Colossi, they come out just in time. But they don't have range. The Colossi, they do not have range. Hydra's still unable to break through, but they deny the gold base. They're going to kill the Nexus. They kill the gold, and they deny the northern base as well. We force a cancel. And MacSed, he gets knocked down to 2 bases. Hydras, they come in from behind. We collapse here on the army. We take down the Colossi, the Immortals as well. 1 Colossus and Immortal survives. GogojOey is going to be forced back. He's going to be forced back, but he traded so well here, taking down 2 bases. Taking down 2 bases and just shutting down the tech here as well. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. And with that, it's just an uphill battle here for MacSed. I mean, GogojOey, he thankfully is expanding. He's just focusing on resaturating his bases, droning on up even further, up to 75 workers. Hive is done. Vipers are out. No Lurker tech, by the way. I say no Lurker tech. Lurker Den is done, but no Lurker upgrades, unfortunately. So still technically Lair tech Lurkers. But regardless, really, GogojOey has everything going his way here. The only thing we're really lacking is the Hive upgrades. Upgrades like Adrenal +3. There it is. Lurker upgrades are now on the way. That's all GogojOey was missing. And he's under no threat. Because of all the damage he's dealt, because of the disrupted economy, MacSed, he cannot push out. He cannot max out. He can't really have a strong enough presence to be out on the map. So he's stuck at home. And this is giving GogojOey so much freedom. So much freedom here as finally we are moving out. Yeah, Yoinks are coming in. We do collapse here on the Colossi. Oh, it looks like we do take down all the Hydras though. Where's the detection? The Lurkers! The Lurkers are going ham here on the army. Not the most amount of damage, only 3 Lurkers, and the detection does come in. Honestly, a good cleanup. I'm a little bit shocked here, but I mean, we didn't lose any of the Colossi there in that fight. That was the best fight we could have hoped for MacSed. But the Vipers, they have arrived. We are going to be throwing down Blinding Clouds, yoinking in the Colossi once again into Lurker range. Into Lurker fire, and MacSed, he's just running out of steam, running out of units. Made the best out of a bad situation, but GG gets called, and GogojOey ties up the series 1-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. GogojOey, he does bounce back in a very interesting way. He was able to take the goal base. He wasn't punished for it either. He was able to freely get into his goal base, into his 3 base, into his 4 base setup, get into Mass Hydra and just shut his opponent down. Not just shut him down, but able to, yeah, catch out quite a lot of his harassment. Like the charge lots, the prisms, the prism harass, the archons. MacSed he was just being pulled apart there, and he lost a lot of momentum very quickly. Very quickly, things just escalated out of control in favor of GogojOey. GG. GG, well played. We have a series, we have a back and forth. Let's go. That's all I hoped for. That's all I wanted. Do apologize. The cough snuck up on me, Bobby. It snuck up on me. But wait. We are getting into our next game, into game number 3. Once again on another newer map, a map that is traditionally vetoed. What is going on between these two? We casted Dynasty for the first time here tonight, and for the first time tonight, we're also casting Post Youth as well. 2 traditionally vetoed maps. But it's not vetoed between these two. They're crazy, Bobby. They're wild. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Post Youth, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong fighting back, putting a point on the board, tying up the series 1-1. It is GogojOey. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing Invictus Gaming, being forced into a tied-up series, but still early on here in this best of 5. Can we bounce back? It is MacSed. Here we go. Oh. We are going to be settling into this. And one of the big reasons why this map is so often vetoed, as you can imagine, is that we have not. I'm not even sure what to call it. It's not even a pocket base. It's just two in one. It's 2 in 1 here, where we have a free natural base in your main, and it's not just a free natural. It's a hybrid base with gold minerals. That's how crazy this map is. That's why we often see this map vetoed time and time again. They're crazy, Poppy. They're crazy. They're wild. And who does this favor? Who does the extra bonus minerals favor? I want to give the edge to GogojOey. Depending on our tech, depending on our army compositions, the gold minerals can help quite a bit. What I will say though is that because of this setup here, there's no easy way to punish this base. As you have to mine through these minerals to gain access to this area, or again, the choke point, the entry point is quite narrow here as well. So you're quite safe here on a 2-base setup. The third is a little bit more exposed, where we have a point of elevation, you know, we're able to get our SimCity going as well. The fourth is a different story though. The fourth is so much more exposed, it's so much more wide open here depending on which 4th base you take. There's also a goal base you could go for if you feel bold enough, but We've seen players try and fail to defend this gold. We have yet to see it go unpunished. As we're settling in. Again, just a gate expand here from our Protoss. GogojOey going for a hatch gas pool. And we'll see where our players do head next. Speaking of not being able to get this base unpunished, we're going for the gold. Oh my GogojOey, he's crazy. He's a wild puppy. Can he get away with it? The gold base has been taken and MacSed is in the dark. Ling's going to be chasing this back home. They're going to be shutting down the scouts, and MacSed is in the dark as to what's going on. Now, thankfully for MacSed, he's going for a Stargate opener. With the Stargate, he should be able to get into Oracle production or Void Rays, and he should be able to get eyes on this eventually, and we'll have the option to try to punish it. Here we go. GogojOey. Oh my god. Let's go. Base the Ling Hydra Enjoyer. True base, baby bases. This shouldn't be a surprise. Every game so far, game 1, game 2, and now game 3, MacSed has gone for a Stargate opener into Void Rays, as the first Void Ray is on the way. First Void Ray is on the way. Is going to be able to settle into this. Meanwhile, third base is now being taken. Lings are here to try to punish this, or try and deny it, but we do have the Adept in position. Oh, it looks like the Adept is barely going to go down. Adept does fall. But the Void Ray is on the way, and we should be able to maintain this third base. As I say that, more Lings are on the way. GogojOey, he's going right for it. I won't be able to get it, not yet at least. But the gold base is getting up and running. Queens are amassing. We have plenty of minerals to work with the hybrid base plus the full gold base as well. Like, this is wild. 4-minute 30 layer timing here out of GogojOey. Lings, they do get across the map. And MacSed, because he didn't open up Oracle, he still doesn't know. I mean, he sees the creep. Does see the creep, does realize what's going on. Pylon goes down. And we should save the third itself, but no mining here whatsoever. MacSed following it up with +1 in charge. Gateway explosions on the way. It's going to be 6 gates in total. That's a good amount of gates. It's going to be a good amount of gates here. As we are just going to be forced back. Getting into the Roach Warren. I was expecting Ling Hydra, not going to lie. I was expecting Ling Hydra again, but no, it is going to be Ling Roach Ravager, +1 ranges on the way. This could eventually lead towards Hydra and Lurker Tech regardless. But Max said he's had enough defending. He does want to move out. Archons are on the way. Zelts are amassing as well. GogojOey, though, again, his economy is still looking quite solid, and he has the freedom here. He does have the room to invest into all these roaches. Roaches are amassing just in time. Yeah, we have queens in position, sports as well. We threaten the main, but we're going to be forced back. The Archons, they do end up catching some of these Overlords. Not bad. Oh, as I say that, clutch transfuse. Despite that, though, 1 or 2 Overlords go down. Zealot run by does hit the gold base. We have a Spine Crawler in position. We do see MacSed trying to come in here with another big warp in. GogojOey, he does get supply blocked. Does get supply blocked there for a moment. We have Overlords on the way. MacSed going to be committing quite a bit here, but yeah, there's just too many reinforcements, too many roaches, too many queens. Zealots are going to get cleaned up. And GogojOey will hold. In saying that, he did bleed out, yeah, some queens and roaches here, and GogojOey is still not quite saturated on 4 bases. So MacSed is holding his own. Thankfully, doesn't lose any Archons, only lost Zealots. Ooh, and that is going to be the Hive on the way for GogojOey. Okay. I would love to see droning. I would, as it usually is the case with GogojOey, as he's taking a 5th base, I would love to see some saturation here. I'd love to see us drone up to 70, if not even more. But now, though, GogojOey, he's hyper-fixated here on moving out with his army, on pushing with his roaches. But I'll be honest, I don't think we can break this. Again, we have so many Archons and Immortals. We have shield batteries, we have shield batteries, we have overcharge. There's no breaking this. And now we start droning. Again, the droning has been delayed. And now MacSed is going for his own push. Still a tense game. There are no Ravagers, by the way. Yeah, only 3 Ravagers. Rocks are being knocked down. MacSed unable to gain too much ground. Unable to yet, as MacSed is taking his own gold, his own center. Let's go. Hydrogen is done. Hydrogen is done, plus 2 ranges on the way. Plus 2 ranges on the horizon here. As we see MacSed just establishing this center base. He's on how many? 5 Immortals. Jesus. It's a good amount of Immortals. The Roaches, they try to dive on top of them, but they're unable to. GogojOey, he's almost maxed out, and he wants to trade out some of these Roaches. Needs to free up supply for Hydras. And that's a lot of Roaches going down, by the way. Not the best trade here for GogojOey. Shaves off some gateway units. And shaves off a couple of gateway units, but we do see MacSed diving on top of this. And is MacSed overextending? The Void Ray taking a lot of hits. The Archons are going down. As I say that, Stellar Reinforcements coming in, and MacSed, he is breaking through. And GogojOey, this was not the fight to take. Oh my god, despite the gold base as well, it doesn't even matter. Again, GogojOey took him a long time to drone up. And MacSed, he smells blood in the water. How many Immortals does he have? 8 Immortals. He is running into Ling Hydra. Will deny the gold. And again, GogojOey, he only has 64 drones. Falling behind here in the economy. Hydras are going down. And MacSed, he's not done. He's not done. He's reinforcing it with more Zealots. I mean, the gold base is kicking in. And MacSed, he's overwhelming. GogojOey, he was looking so good in this game. The Prism finally goes down. We bleed out so many Hydras in the process. These Immortals, they've just been going ham the entire time. Archons are coming in, and again, MacSed, he has done it. GG gets called. MacSed with the counterattack. He punishes the Roach push of GogojOey. He punishes the lack of saturation, lack of economy, the lack of bank. GG. MacSed does take a lead in the series. GG, well played. Oh my god, with that, he doesn't need much more. He needs one more game, uno más, to advance on here, to qualify for the EPT Spring Asia Regionals. GogojOey, this is his final chance, by the way. We are in the lower bracket. It's all or nothing, and GogojOey, he needs to win this game to force the ace match. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. And yeah, we'll see if he can bring it back here. If MacSed is able to take it all, as finally we're getting to some of these more standard, more recognizable maps. Up next, Oceanborn. We're done with Post-Youth. We're done with Amphion. We're done with the nonsense. But despite that, you can still be quite aggressive on this map. We'll see. We'll see where our players do take us. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, we're getting some other updates here from the other portion of the bracket, it looks like XY takes down Silky 3-1, qualifying for the Asia Regionals. Misaki takes down Rex 3-2. Oh, my condolences to Rex. He went all the way to the ace match against Misaki. Also went to the ace match against Haas, and Rex barely doesn't make the cut. He does not qualify for the Asia Regionals. There are only 2 series left. There's our series as well as Homono versus Silky, which I believe is being casted by the other streams. I believe TKL is casting in French. I believe Steadfast is casting in English. And we'll be able to jump into that later on as well, potentially. As we're settling in and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong, representing Team Hyper 1. He has to fight back here and now. It is GogojOey. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Chinese Protoss player, representing Invictus Gaming, 1 game away from qualifying. Onomas is all he needs. It is MacSed. Here we go. I did mention before, depending on when this series does wrap up, we could be able to catch the tail end of Honmono versus Silky. We might be able to catch that as well. We shall see. We'll be keeping an eye on that other series. As for now, we're going to be settling in. Again, GogojOey forced to take the unnatural natural. Here on Oceanborn, we're not tempted to take the gold base. And speaking of, let's briefly talk about that last game. GogojOey, he did amazingly early on to be able to rush into the gold and not be punished for it, to take advantage of it. He was able to utilize his links quite well to harass, to apply pressure, to disrupt the third. But again, a common tale here for GogojOey is his lack of droning. It does seem to be his lack of economy, and that's been hurting him more than helping him here in this series. Again, I understand the reasoning why you would stay on a lower drone count. It does feel like GogojOey has just been a little bit paranoid of the pushes of MacSed, but it does make you pretty all in. It does make you quite committed. It doesn't give you a lot of longevity here or a safety net in a longer game. And we saw MacSed overwhelm. But we'll see how this story ends. We'll see where this does take us. MacSed once again going for a Stargate opener. This does feel like another Void Ray. Again, we've been seeing purely Void Ray openers out of MacSed in this series. So I don't see him changing that anytime soon. As MacSed is going to be shading in between the bases. Just trying to get a scat off, confirming that GogojOey is not going all in. As MacSed is going to be pulling back, and lo and behold, as we mentioned, it is going to be another Void Ray start here from MacSed. Going to be shutting down these Overlords and looking to expand and take his third. Behind this, typically we have seen Blinks, sorry, not quite Blink Stalkers, but Chargelots out of MacSed. As Lings, they try to get us around, they do end up catching some of these Adepts. One Adept goes down, and we will not get the second as the Adept does shade onto the other side. Not a bad pick-off, nonetheless, for GogojOey. Getting an Adept, threatening the third base. Does threaten that third. As we do see Lings getting a kill on that probe. Not bad. The dead worker, that means the third base is going to be delayed by a couple of seconds. Ooh, fast lair once again out of GogojOey. That was what, a 4-minute 15 lair timing. So a bit of an earlier lair. Again, usually this does lead into roaches and fast roach speed. But we'll keep an eye on GogojOey, as Oceanborn is known for some committed roach pushes. We have seen plenty of all-ins in the ZVP matchup on this map. So we'll keep an eye on the saturation for GogojOey. As the depths, they threaten to shade into the third. They get a drone. Did I say one? They get a second, a third drone as well. Yeah, workers falling left and right. Late reaction out of GogojOey, pulling back those workers. That's going to be 6 dead drones. Almost getting a 7. 6 workers for 3 adepts. Pretty good damage there by MacSed. A couple of adepts went down earlier. There's +1 in charge, as we mentioned. Gateway explosion on the way. Third base getting up and running. And Ling's here to try to punish it, but we have the Void Ray in position and we should be okay. Now, I assumed the faster layer was going to be for roaches and roach speed, but my apologies, it is not. No roach horn whatsoever. That is a Hydra den. Okay, so Ling Hydra from GogojOey. Very fast Hydra den here from our Zerg player. And I'm sure we're going to be looking to hit a very crisp, very strong timing as well. But we'll see if it's going to be enough. As we can see, GogojOey, he's run up to 62. And typically in this series, we have been seeing him cut workers at around 3 base saturation, which is around 65, 66 drones. So I would not be surprised if GogojOey does soon cut workers and decides to max out on Ling Hydra. Overseer Scout confirms the third. Confirms saturation. Prism gets across the map. Again, you can see GogojOey, he's making like 1 drone at a time. He's not really too focused here on a longer game. It doesn't feel that way. He's still focused on Ling Hydra. Big weapon of charge ults here. We're going for the 4th. Ooh, and do we have enough to save it? Looks like we do not. The base is going to be targeted. Clutch Transfuse. Clutch Transfuse. Again, the Transfuse that had been used up, which means we're going for the Queens. 2 Queens go down. We managed to catch 2 of those Queens. The base is saved, but that was not the worst trade for MacSed. Getting 2 Queens, 23 Lings, 7 drones. All up. Again, pretty good trades here from the Protoss. Behind this, we're getting into our Robotics Bay. Working towards, I imagine, Colossus production. Upon confirming the Ling Hydra. Meanwhile, GogojOey, for the first time, we're droning up even further. Let's go. 10 workers, infestation bits, and a lurker den is on the way. It looks like GogojOey, he's going for the Hive Tech. He's going for Hydra Lurker Viper. Let's go. We're finally embracing a bit of a longer game. Or at least we're trying to. We are trying to here, as we've joined up to 76. GogojOey being active. Not quite finding a way in. But there's that Colossus production underway. Second robo as well. MacSed looking quite sturdy here on his 3 bases. Ooh, lurker production has already commenced. We have yet to begin our hive. Bear that in mind. Still have not started Hive Tech, still have not started upgrades either. We're committed to Lair Tech Lurkers for now. But there we go, now we're droning. Could do with another base. And as GogojOey is trying to stabilize here, is trying to set up, we do see MacSed getting ready for his move out, getting ready for his push. Here we go, we have the Colossi, we have the Archons. Where is the War Prism? As there we go, the Prism is actually on the right hand side. That is going to be a lot of Zealots here ready for a run by. No 4th base. We should have seen one by now. No 4th is on the way. GogojOey, he has max. I do like that GogojOey, he did cut workers a little bit earlier on. Just because it feels like we're pretty all in. We go for the Colossus. We don't get it. And the Zealots, they make their way towards that natural. Prism gets across the map as well, waiting for a warp in. Zealots, the lurkers that kept busy. And we collapse on the army. Lurkers, they are exposed. 2, 3 lurkers go down. And so does the base. Big warp into the main base. GogojOey is being pulled apart. Queens of lurkers, they're going down left and right. Lurkers, typically they're ideal defensively, but they're just falling over and over again, one after the other. We're fighting out of range of the lurkers. And the Colossi, they're having their way with those Hydras. At the same time, the Zelta's still not cleaned up in the main. 48 drones go down. And from here, MacSed, he can just back off, rotate around. Would you have a would-be 4th on the way? It did sneak out. But the drone count is in shambles. GogojOey, he's down to 30 workers, now 35. Barely an economy. The Prism, it's still alive, still up and running. Rotating around towards the main army. Yeah, there we go. We're going for another warp in. Now, we do have some lurkers in position. How many lurkers in total? 5? 5 lurkers are here. Did I say 5 lurkers? We're down to 4. We're down to 4. Now we're down to 3. Oh. You got one Colossus. Down to 3. We're down to 2. 2 lurkers left, and it looks like we have just too much Protoss here on the field, on the dance floor. As we collapse on the army, Zelt's coming in from behind. GG gets called, and GogojOey gets overwhelmed. MacSed will qualify for the EPT Spring Asia Regionals. GG. I don't know if you heard me there, but I stopped myself from saying too much Protoss on the dance floor, and then I just embraced it. Shout out to Maynard, by the way. Big shout out to Maynard. GG, well played. Congratulations to MacSed as he will qualify for the regionals. My condolences to GogojOey. He put up a good fight. He did very well for himself, not just in this series, but in the previous qualifying match as well. But alas, he could not hold a candle here to MacSed. Again, he is a veteran, or he's quite an experienced player. He's a veteran in the scene, and MacSed does qualify instead. Congratulations, my condolences to GogojOey. We'll have to try again next season. I did mention before that GogojOey, he's a little bit less practiced nowadays. He is a part-time player, doesn't invest as heavily as he used to into practicing, into improving. Regardless, put up a good fight. Put on a good show. And with that, I believe there is only one qualifying match left. I believe there is one series remaining here. We have everyone else qualified. We have Masaki, we have Jim, we have MacSed, alongside Haas, SCV, Lemon, and XY. And there's one best of 5 remaining. A best of 5 between Silky and Hon Mono. Let's go.